Today I'm gonna talk about this GW-4000 Gravity Master Aviation Style G-Shock Master of G watch, which was introduced way back in 2012 on the 29th of February, and that is a really cool day to release a watch. And this model was first retailed at 44,000 Japanese yen, insanely expensive, I knew that, but you could pick one up today in Japan even around 30,000 Japanese yen, roughly around 200 bucks or 280 bucks in brand new. In these conditions, obviously the price would be a lot cheaper, but if you're thinking about getting one, I'll add a purchase link to Amazon. If you are interested, you could check other people's review along the way as well and decide your purchase decisions accordingly. The size will be 52.9 for lug-to-lug distance, width size will be 50.4 millimeters, and the thickness of 15.6 millimeter. Everything will weigh you 75 grams, meaning it could be a really comfortable day-to-day wear if you like a full analog G-Shock. You gotta like G-Shock first and then pilot style watch. If you just want a watch, there's plenty of other brands for that, but this is a G-Shock Gravity Master, and what makes this a Gravity Master and not this a Gravity Master is in the toughness of it. It need to have triple G resistance, being shock resistance. Well, every G-Shock does have that. Centrifugal resistance, and this is not every G-Shock have, and vibration resistance. I mean, every G-Shock have some amount of this resistance, but the Gravity Master model is the toughest in these three fields. For this specific model, it could withstand 15 G, that is 15 G-force resistance. To give you guys a good perspective, the experience that we felt during a commercial flight takeoff is only 1 G. And if I'm not mistaken, the G-force experienced by the astronaut inside a rocket is just 3 G. So this watch could go to 15 Gs. Technically, you could take this model up to space and it will still be up and running. Considering the price is incredibly cheap, you do get a really incredible toughness in the design. And the reason is that Casio add in alpha gel around the movement and even at the back as well. I already disassembled this watch, and including making a dedicated video to explain how this model works, because it is a full analog watch and somehow there's something about them that makes them complicated, and I think that's really cool. That really reminds me of my childhood. Back when I was a kid, I always wanted to be a pilot, but growing up I realized that the pilot school is too expensive, so instead of paying those amount of money, instead I get myself a G-Shock watch, you know. Much cheaper. Obviously it won't be a same experience, but still I'm able to own something that is aviation related, and there's a little bit of satisfactions just by doing so. Or probably I should sell off my Gravity Master G-Shock and get myself a real pilot license instead. Anyway, back to the review. Okay, it has a resin layer at the front, another layer for the silicone index around the dome-shaped mineral crystal glass over there, and there's the metal piece to support the whole thing. Since it is mostly resin, you're gonna need some kind of metal, you know, to make sure that it is tough. In this case, they use this piece of metal shaped really nicely, and it also acts as a button pusher's indicator. It is also ion plated to black with matte finishing in this case. It looks incredibly cool. I love the fact that the mode indicator is stamped at the front instead of on the side like most G-Shock watch. And then you'll have your side button guard alongside with the resin button, in this case black colorway with grill texture on it, all 4 of them only. Moving down to the watch lug structure, it is locked with screw bar, hex style screw bar with washers as well. This is good for vibration resistance to avoid from, you know, the screws to loosen up. And then going down even further, this is your watch band, pretty much similar like every Gravity Master G-Shock watch. It is pretty slim, pretty thin, and it's pretty comfortable as well. But then again, this is the lower end of the Gravity Master family. If you want something thicker, something that feels much more higher or premium quality, that's why Casio introduced this, the GPW series. This is the 1000 GPW model, has carbon fiber insert band. Anyway, if you want to know the details, check the review video. For this one in particular, it's good enough for day-to-day wear, and it also have the basics function as well to cover the essentials. Okay, with that said, this is how the watch will fit on my 15 cm circumference wrist. And basically what it has is only timekeeping, day and date display at home time. Just the basics, like I already said. In this case, you'll have the second, minutes, hour, subdial for 24-hour time format for your local home timekeeping, and another 24-hour time display for a dual time, basically world time, which could be preset in the world time mode according to all the cities that already been listed in this ring only. You also have your day display and date display. This watch didn't have any backlighting whatsoever, so you're only gonna need to rely on luminous, hour, minutes, and the indices. So if your priority is LED backlight or EL backlight, this is probably not the right watch for you. Function wise even, it only has a 1/100 seconds chronograph fully in analog format with a cool 1/10 seconds precision for the second hand. Next mode brings you into the world time, again to only 29 cities plus the UTC time as being listed on the ring only. Last mode is the alarm. You could only turn it on or turn it off. No snooze, no signal whatsoever. And back to home time, just the basics. You could get same functions on a $100 G-Shock watch, digital one that is, or even a Casio watch that costs less than that. But this is a G-Shock. The main focus on this watch is, I believe, design and technology. If your priorities is functions, you want to have a lot of things, or you want something that is made of the different kind of materials, a lot of metal whatsoever, this is not the watch for you. Also keep in mind, this watch is already like 8 years old. It is quite old, yet it still has this incredible tough movement, solar powered, and wave scepter as well. The tough movement is, I guess, the main big highlights. That's the reason why they mentioned that in here. Basically, it could automatically adjust the hour, minutes, and the second hands to align properly, just in case they were misaligned from vibration, centrifugal force, or shock, just in case. Except for the 3 other subdial here, if they were misaligned, like in my case right now, this mode hand is currently misaligned. Each time I swap between modes, you can see that it is pointing to somewhat a random place. So in my case, I have to manually adjust it back to make sure that it points to the right place. That's it. So comfort wise, obviously it's gonna be incredibly comfortable, like I already said, because of how lightweight it is, and because it came in full analog, it is incredibly visible even at an extreme angle like that, thanks to the 4-layer 3D construction, I would say. Yeah, pretty much like every master of the G-Shock have these 3D views to it. It consists of 1, 2, 3, 4 layers, and that's the reason why it looks the way it is, and I think that is incredibly cool aviation style watch.